What's going down? Yeah. What's up? We KIPP motherfucking raw today. And we just gonna get right into this motherfucking shit, bro. So we got an ex-Confederates. They spread racist attitudes far and wide after the Civil War. You think so? Maybe because you let the niggas go home, maybe. Maybe that's the reason why. Maybe because y'all should have hung them all, and it should have been over for them, and they shouldn't have never made it. How about that? I don't know who loses a war and lets the criminals roam free in their country. Oh, I forgot. When you white, that's what happens. But it says a new study outlines how white people's migration during and after the Civil War from the Confederate South to the West bolstered white supremacy and institutional racism in non-slavery states, helping create a vast racial disparity that exists today nationwide. So basically, you saying that it wasn't just the South that was racist because all white people was everywhere. That's what you're saying. And white people are on code nationwide. So the racism that they institute in one place is practiced everywhere because they're all on code mentally and spiritually for white supremacy. That's what you're saying. Okay.
Correct.
All right. I got you. Five researchers from the separate college collaborator on the study called Confederate Diaspora. Niggas can't have shit.
Nothing.
Nigga, the Confederate Diaspora. Okay. To compile a study in the census data that tracks the migration west of white Americans, including 60,000 former plantation owners, the former Southerners took on local positions of authority like police officers, clergy, politicians, giving them influence to create a post-Civil War culture that continues to oppress black people even after slavery had ended. So let me get this straight. The government that fought against the other people in their country won.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then they said, you know what? Y'all lost. Instead of killing y'all, how about we just let you go flourish and start your roots of white supremacy wherever you like.
Right. Right.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure I got the whole story straight.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, the results in the structural and systematic racism in almost every walk of life today. Now, now this is funny because this is something that Jason Black and Professor Black Truth has, and Tariq Nasheed, I must say, has told us about how white supremacy rules every facet of life, and now they admitting it. So they're telling you that white supremacy is in education, housing, jobs, healthcare, wealth, among other areas like entertainment, sports, sex, uh,
Everywhere.
everywhere, that continues to hamper progress for black people, according to the working paper by the National Bureau of Economic Research this month. The National Bureau of Economic Research, huh? Like, cut the check. Like, y'all know what's going on. We need the money for like everything you just said there. What's
Huh?
the study and the commission and the study for there? Y'all just do that?
Huh?
HR ain't that HR 40?
30 years later?
The former Confederates continued to transmit norms to their children and non-Southern neighbors. So white supremacy is born at home, huh? Hmm.
Hmm. You
I
don't
knew
say.
I knew that, but okay. And I guess it's safe to say that white women are the biggest proponent of white supremacy since they actually teach the children.
Hmm.
Hmm. Okay, interesting. Um, it goes on to say that the former Confederates continue to transmit those joints, shaping racial inequities in labor, housing, and policing. Researcher Patrick Testa, an assistant for professionals, uh,
Tesla too, allegedly.
Testa, an assistant professor of economics at Tulane University in New Orleans, said that the impact of the Confederates on the parts of this country was deep and long lasting. In the 3 decades following the Civil War, white Southerners were more likely than other white people to take on work in governance, he said, and former slaveholders were even more likely to assume those positions, he said. Yeah, because they had the bread to run for office. So basically, you're saying that, is it safe to say that most of the people in Congress and the Senate, they
Hmm.
all come from slave owners? Because they had the bread?
Hmm.
Or an industry that was directly connected to slavery, where they got the bread to run for these campaigns?
Is that what you're saying?
That's what they just told me.
That's what
Uh,
I heard him say.
what what we show
What we show is what you know. And we having some technical difficulties real quick, but y'all already know how it goes. He's back like cooked crack, like nothing even happened. Come on now. Well, you got to get in first there, boy.
what happened.
You got to get yourself in. They done gave you the boot, little Luke.
What happened?
They gave you the boot.
Dang, for real?
It kicked you out. You was out for about 2, 3 minutes.
Really?
Yes, sir. And you thought you was talking to the people, but
Yeah.
you backstage, boy.
Dang, what's
Looking
going
like a
on?
pantomime there, man in there, boy.
Well, let me bring it back some, y'all. I said one of those norms was the institution of the Ku Klux Klan and the racial terror it inflicted on many parts of the country. In the report, the researchers identified overrepresentation of the first and second generation migrants in the KKK, adding that the second generation of KKK, established in 1915, helped to rejuvenate the mainstream Confederate culture. Those born in the South were 11% more likely to belong to the KKK in the Denver than in the Denver metropolitan area, for example, a major hub of Klan activity in 1920s beyond the South.
I
Also,
got a, I
Denver.
got a, I got a question.
What?
Did they just say that racism was hereditary?
They did.
Huh. I
They
missed
did.
that.
They did. They also said Denver was racist as hell too.
I heard that too.
Yeah, I heard that too. I never knew that, but I
I
mean,
didn't either. In their roots, boy.
yeah. The harmful legacies of slavery persist beyond those that experienced.
Hold on. So you know that it's harmful? Then what's the problem with cutting the check then? If you know this, and if you know it's in every fabric of society, what's the problem with the check then?
Look at. Hold on. Wait a minute. Look right to the right of this article. It just fucking stood out like a sore thumb. It says why reparations owed to black people could be too massive for cash payouts by the root. Come on, man.
Mmm.
I mean, we got them coming from every. We our own peoples. I
Mmm.
mean, geez, Louise.
Not the rutabaga.
You already know Byron. I'm not Black Allen is the head of the worst anti-black propaganda machine ever that tricks and makes you think that they're really for you and they're like so far not.
They are not.
It says, among with the census data, the group research analyzed KKK membership records and second generation Confederate migrants who were born outside of the South but maintained slavery era norms. This suggests that, Testa said, the passing down of racial animus from generation to generation may have
I,
been an important vehicle for sustaining diaspora influence long after the initial Confederate migrants have passed. So basically, what you're saying is that most white people are inherently racist.
boom. That's what they just said. That's what they just said. That's what they just said.
So it's not crazy for a black person to automatically assume that most white people that you encounter are descendants from a southern relative that has passed down slavery norms for generations.
Hold on. You ain't even hear them when they said it. Didn't they said far from the South?
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah, yeah, like so it
their
didn't even have
ancestors
to
were in the
come
South.
from the South. You didn't even have to have a relative because if you was just in Denver, you was just they not in the South.
Right. True.
That's where the next wave came. That's what they said in
If you
1915 or 20. There was a new wave of KKK out of Denver. That ain't South.
Hey, and there was slave colonies in California. There was slavery up in New York. So you might it's just safe to say it was slavery
Period.
everywhere. Damn. Okay, so here we go. The California Reparations Task Force is set to hand over its recommendations for the legislation next week. The study crystallizes how the state did not legally allow slavery, like California, still contributed mightily to oppressing black people. Some detractors of reparations have argued that California was not a slave state and therefore it should not offer reparations. But in the latter part of the 19th century, it became a home of numerous former Southerners, and it was populated by many Confederately aligned citizens that it supported John C. Breckinridge in the 1860 presidential election. Breckinridge advocated for the expansion of slavery and supported the 1850 figurative slave law, which required the return of enslaved people to plantations, even if they were found in a free state.
Hold on, hold on. Are you saying Breckenridge,
Mm-hmm.
like the city in Colorado?
Yep.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So y'all have a whole town named after slavery, basically.
Mm-hmm. Named after the
Wow.
president that was trying to make sure all slaves got back to the plantation, whether they was free or not.
Wow.
It's important to look beyond the South, even to places like California. Wow, didn't I just say that? Testa and look for ways such as reparations to heal the division and to heal the socioeconomic gaps. It says because many parts of California favor Breckenridge, it became a popular destination for Southerners at the time. Outside of the South, California may be the most intense in terms of cultural index that indicates how accepted racism was. So this quote, see, and that makes California the worst. See, they label themselves as a liberal state. Well, all along, all the rich people there is former slave owners that moved from the South and got them some land close to the sea. Uh, for the purposes, it says the study and the spread of the former Confederates was important, Tesla said, because it proves data clearly shows how the ills of slavery and the Confederate ideology spread across America. For the purposes of understanding the multifactorial roots of racial division in American society, which continue to persist long after, it's important, Tesla said. So y'all, you got all these studies outlining the findings and liberating the baitings on the disbatings, and you got it all. Where's the check at?
Period.
Where's the check? See, I think I see what's happening here. America is going to try to stubbornly hold off on them and play. Not only hold off, but constantly pick at, egg on, um, instigate Black America into the wall in the corner in the wall. And just before we come out like the Tasmanian devil, just before that, just before black people start turning around in the whirlwind, screaming, hollering, fucking up shit, they're gonna be like, all right. But I swear when they end up doing it, it's gonna be trick bag.
And
Or when they try to do it, it's gonna be trick bag. And we going that's when black people is gonna nut up.
I was getting
We
ready to say that's when it's gonna happen, sir.
that's when you know what? Is that the plan?
That is the plan.
I think I'm just seeing it. I'm seeing it. And they got so many people stuck. Like they got to keep intensifying it for everybody to see it, because everybody is still coonage. There's a lot of still coonage out here. There's still a
A
lot of,
lot.
yeah, still a lot of distractions and everything. And
What was
people.
that percentage they said was black people against reparations? Like 10%, 20% or something crazy?
I think it was like 17.
Yep, yep, yep.
It's like 17%.
So we got 17% coonage factor.
Mm-hmm. And probably more. You know what I'm saying? That just because you want to check somebody, oh, you don't mean you ain't still cooling either. I bet you Candace Owens, I mean, or not Candace Owens, but Negro Jim Clyburn. I bet you his little coon his ass to still take his check.
Right.
I bet you he
Right.
still gonna take his check.
Right.
Still want his check.
So we'll put it more at like 25.
Right. Basically, it's a lot of cooning out here, and I think it just seemed like to me, man, like they just trying to mash it in our faces for us to get mad and snap. And then it might be, man. I don't want to see it. I don't want to say it, but it looked like it might have to be some like war bloodshed.
Almost like a civil type of.
That's what I'm talking about. And
Yeah.
uh Dr. Umar Johnson, even though I don't agree with everything he say, he do be spitting hot fire. He did say that no, there's been no people in history that has ever gotten anything from a government, without bloodshed or taking it over or uprising or woo, 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 woo. And I said, and you hear that, but then there's the factors about America, how shit is put together, and how a war would basically make the country fall in a certain way. You know what I mean? An internal war
Right.
that would that's not good for paper. That's making the block hot. You know what I'm saying? Like businesses ain't gonna like that because they ain't gonna be getting their money.
Hey, but if they like it, we love it.
Right. If they gonna want to be, everybody gonna be equally uncomfortable if that's the case.
Uh, that's all I'm saying. And hey, don't nothing happen to the losers anyways. They just get propped up with a nice piece of land to go start up the war again.
Right. Right. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is heavy, man. This is heavy. This is heavier than it seems. This article right here. Basically, they telling you that they know exactly what's going on and everything's white and white supremacists and what you gonna do about it.
Period.
What you gonna do? Y'all finna set it off? Y'all finna come
Nope.
get this? Y'all finna come get this smoke?
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Well then, just know that it is what it is. Why not say so? And you just got to take that.
Period.
Um, this was the expose that we wanted to get to y'all for this Patreon, man. It's kind of stuff that y'all probably already knew, but I want to take a little deep dive into it though. And then that's the conclusion that we draw from this. Get your candy bars ready, fam. Get you a pack of sweets. Get you a safe and put all the sweet bars in there.
Period.
You're gonna need them. It just seems that way. Might not be next month. May not be next year. But another thing is, look at. I mean, another. I guess another good thing that could, if we channel it the right way about rap music and the death and destruction culture that's being perpetuated, if we could get them to somehow turn that around,
Right.
focus that energy over there. You see them
But if
niggas over there? That's the ops, nigga.
but they
Then,
cutting a check for that. And
oh yeah,
brothers is hungry and especially hold on, especially the 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 so-called black woman, because they don't really be black women. Y'all
right.
be thinking they be black. Nicki Minaj, she's not black.
No,
Sorry.
no,
Cardi B, she's not black. Doja Cat, she told you she's not black.
man. Anyway, I ain't gonna hold you, but I'm a mold you, fold you, and scold you about being on code. And you know I got 4 words for you. It's love, peace, blessings, and aloha. I love the fact that y'all support this channel for so long, and we gonna keep this content. I think the plan is, y'all, is to do all the content over here and then just do drive-bys on all other social media, because it's getting to the point where we gonna have to talk like we need to talk about a whole bunch of shit, and it just ain't gonna be able to go on air. Because that's black
Period.
people's problems. We can't put all our beeswax out in the street. And the only way we can halfway, somewhat, sort of stop somebody from coming to infiltrate is make them pay.
Period.
So y'all know where we going and y'all know what we doing. Love, peace, blessings, and aloha. Out the door, have show how. You already know. You got the